Ever heard a Marcus Aurelius quote and wondered what it truly means? Join us as we dive deep into 5 of his most powerful quotes, uncovering their hidden wisdom and showing you how to apply it to your everyday life. Number 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. At first glance, it's a concise statement on Stoic philosophy. But let's unwrap this nugget of wisdom and explore its depths. Life is akin to a stormy sea, where waves of circumstances constantly crash against us. These waves symbolize external events, losses, failures, criticisms, which are often unpredictable and beyond our control. Many people attempt to combat these waves head-on, only to be worn down over time. But Marcus Aurelius proposes a different approach. He tells us to focus on the one thing we truly control: our mind, our thoughts, our reactions, our inner world. These are the helm with which we navigate the stormy sea. By accepting that we can't control the storm but can control how we sail our ship, we find an extraordinary source of strength. This wisdom doesn't eliminate the storm, but it makes us invincible amidst its chaos. In essence, Aurelius's quote is a potent reminder that our true power lies within us, not in attempting to control the world outside. It's an empowering, liberating perspective that can transform the way we live our lives. If you're finding value in these insights from Marcus Aurelius, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us to continue sharing impactful content with you, and it's a great way to keep the wisdom of the ancients alive in the modern world. Let's continue with quote number 2. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This quote encapsulates the central idea of Stoicism and offers a profound truth about human life. Aurelius invites us to reconsider where our happiness truly stems from. Is it our material possessions, our accomplishments, or the praise we receive from others? The Stoic emperor would argue not. Instead, he posits that the quality of our thoughts profoundly impacts our happiness. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, consider this. Our thoughts create our reality. They shape our beliefs, attitudes, and perceptions. If we're constantly nurturing negative thoughts of anger, envy, fear, or self-doubt, our world becomes tinted with these colors. We start perceiving life through a lens of negativity, which breeds unhappiness. Conversely, if we cultivate positive, empowering thoughts of gratitude, acceptance, courage, and self-love, our perception of the world changes. We start noticing the good in life, the opportunities in challenges, the lessons in failures. This shift in perception can significantly enhance our sense of happiness and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius's third profound insight is, it's not events that upset us, but our judgments about them. This encapsulates the essence of Stoic philosophy, shifting our focus from the external to the internal. Let's dive into the wisdom of this quote. We often believe that events, especially the adverse ones, are the primary source of our distress. An unexpected setback, a critical comment, or a sudden change in plans. These events, we think, are responsible for our frustration, anxiety, or disappointment. But Aurelius challenges this belief. He argues that it's not the events themselves, but our judgments about them that cause distress. In essence, it's the meaning we assign to an event, the narrative we create around it, that shapes our emotional response. A setback isn't inherently distressing, but labeling it as a disaster makes it so. A critical comment doesn't inherently cause hurt, but taking it as a personal attack does. This quote invites us to reassess our reaction to life's events. It urges us to realize that we have the power to choose our response, to shape our narrative. We can't control all events, but we can control our judgments about them. By reframing our perspective, we can transform our emotional experience. Aurelius's wisdom, then, is a practical tool for emotional resilience. It teaches us to master our judgments and, in doing so, navigate life with greater calm and poise. Reflect on this potent declaration from Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. It seems contradictory, doesn't it? An obstacle that enhances action rather than blocking it. But when unraveled, this insightful message encapsulates a core principle of Stoicism and reveals a transformative approach to life's challenges. Think of a river encountering a large boulder in its path. Instead of halting its flow, the river reshapes its course, moving around, over, or even under the obstacle, continuing its journey towards the sea. The boulder, a significant impediment, doesn't halt the river. Instead, it advances the river's action, forging a new path. Aurelius invites us to adopt the river's approach. When facing obstacles, instead of viewing them as roadblocks, we should see them as opportunities to grow, adapt, and redefine our paths. If you're striving for a goal and a problem emerges, don't let it stop you. Use it as a catalyst to think creatively, innovate, and find a new way forward. The obstacle isn't just something to overcome, it becomes the way forward. The roadblock is, paradoxically, the road. Dive with me into this profound advice from Marcus Aurelius. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. At first glance, this seems incredibly straightforward, a simple call to moral conduct. Yet within its simplicity lies a radical proposition for how we can navigate life and its many complexities. In a world often riddled with moral gray areas and social pressures, Aurelius proposes a crystal-clear criterion for decision-making, a dual compass of righteousness and truth. He suggests that when confronted with a choice, we should first ask ourselves two critical questions. Is it right? And is it true? When we contemplate doing something, we must consider whether it aligns with our core values and principles. Is it just? Is it fair? Is it ethical? If the answer is no, Aurelius implores us not to do it. Similarly, when we speak, we must evaluate whether our words are truthful, honest, and sincere. If they're not, we should remain silent. Through this uncomplicated yet demanding advice, Aurelius sets a high bar for personal integrity, inviting us to lead a life steeped in truth and righteousness. To follow this principle may not always be easy, but it's a sure path towards a life of integrity and inner peace. Thanks for joining this journey through Marcus Aurelius's timeless wisdom. Remember, embracing these lessons is the first step towards a more enlightened and content life. Keep exploring, stay curious, and above all, stay stoic.